all about Pinterest. I have such an interest in Pinterest, but I'm not, some of it isn't connecting. Do you know what I mean? It's all a different language, but we're still speaking the 60s language, you know, the hippie, flower child. I want to know, for instance, and I know you can tell me, this little girl that's a junior, hacking, what the heck's hacking? Trending, what the heck's trending?
Last spring, so probably almost a year, Joe came to Louisville High School and he wanted to start this iPad class. He just had a dream about it and wanted to really pursue it, and so he came to Louisville High School to get the volunteers, the seniors helping seniors.
In my previous career life, I was a grants administrator in what's called social programs, and my job was to pick out among ideas that other people had what the government should invest in. It's intergenerational. It's young and old helping each other. Actually, some of these kids who are the instructors tell us this is like helping my grandparents, and the senior citizens are saying this is the same thing I do with my grandchildren. The other thing is that it's interagency. In my experience, it's very tough to develop an interagency project where one of the agencies is the school system. And the school system is a big bureaucracy, and they have their procedures. They know how to do education. And if somebody comes in and says, we want to work with you, join us, we're an outside group, they're the community educators. So it's not easy to arrange that. And a woman by the name of Allison Stamey, and who's in charge of the community service activities for Louisville High School students, a wonderful, beautiful, smart person. As soon as I mentioned the idea to her, she jumped right on it. And I have to tell you that Allison Stamey and Carissa Baker, who do this program, without them we have no program. And they do it well. And they get the students to come here who are the instructors, and we have to produce the senior citizens. And we get people to sign up, and like today, about 30% didn't show up. They have people, these are elderly, they're sick, they forgot the date and whatever, and that's a part of this. But we've done a great job of matching we've always had enough instructors for trainees, the senior citizens.
My role is to get all of the seniors from Louisville High School to come here. I create a sign-up at the student council room, and I'm a student body officer there, so I have 2 periods where I can announce to the class. We have like 100 people in each class, so that's how I get all my volunteers. Every senior citizen is assigned a folder, and it has categories such as health, entertainment, stuff like that, games, pictures, how to take your pills on time, stuff like that. And I'm just like, teach them what they want to know, and they just sign off on it, so we have records that we were attending the classes, and that's really it. They just hop right in and just create relationships and start teaching.
It's going to teach him about apps, how to work the iPad, the lock button, the home screen button, just simple stuff like that so you can get more used to it.
This is my first time. I'm just going to learn the basics today, and if she has enough patience with me, because I am, learning from ground one, page one, so any help is going to be an advantage to me that she can give me.
It really opens your eyes up to, wow, I'm talking more right now than I have in my grandma in a month.
And you know what I'm saying? The last time we should have pictures of each one, so we should.
The most important thing about this project is that as you age, your mental capacity diminishes. Your ability to remember things, your reasoning skills, and things like that.
Oh, have you done the games? Have you done that?
There's a study by the University of Texas which says that the elderly should be playing brain games. They should be learning new and different things and using their brain as a way of trying to slow down the process of dementia. And we believe that this approach is a potential approach to doing that. Now, we don't have scientific evidence, but conceptually, they're playing brain games here. They're learning something that they didn't know about before.
You're going to press trash, and then that little message, you click it and see what
I learned how to do this email thing. This has been very difficult for me. Thank you.
And a lot of them are still a little hesitant. I've been out there talking to them, and we're seeing new ones every week, so it is working.
Well, I'm going on a trip to Dallas tomorrow, a bus trip from the Senior Center tomorrow, and I learned how to put it into my iPad under things to do because I'm new here. I just moved here from Arizona. I can find places that I have to go.
It comes up every class, you know. Can they use this? Can they get kind of irritated because that's what they have, you know. You spend $500 on it, you don't want to say you can't, you don't want to be told you can't use that. Well, it's hard because we wrote a grant to teach classes for Apple products, not to do any kind of tablet, stuff like that. So yeah, we're trying really hard to push those away. If someone really wants to know something, we can do it really quickly, but we don't center our classes over that. It's Seniors Helping Seniors iPad classes. We got a grant from CoServe that was $10,000, $10,474, and we were able to buy iPads with that money for the center. So we usually just give them that iPad so we can learn off of that.
You hold it down until that thing. Yes. You click select. Then you can move this thing.
And then you hit both.
Yeah.
Where's both?
Right there.
Where I didn't see. Oh, right there. Okay.
No, it's highlighted. I've noticed relationships between the people, the senior citizens who have been coming every time, and the seniors from Louisville High School. They've created relationships and postcards to each other when they go out of town, that kind of stuff. I've noticed some of the quieter seniors from the high school, they've opened up a lot more, not even just in this class, but at school. I've really noticed that. I've noticed in myself to better communicate.
Well, I like meeting the elderly. Honestly, I love talking to them. They're kind of my favorite people to talk to. Honestly, they're so wise, and I love hearing about their experiences and everything. And it's fun teaching them because I feel like I'm doing something. When the iPad first came out, the kids would use it. They'd be all in-app purchases and everything. But there's a way to turn them off, for sure. So,
I didn't know anything about the iPad because although I was on the school board as all of this stuff was coming in, this was coming in as I was going off of the school board, so I knew it was coming, but I resisted the iPad. I'm still Android. My friend Joe, the director, we were talking, and I'm like the advisor, the education advisor, and I suggested that if you want to do and learn, you have to get the kids. And so that's when we thought the seniors teaching seniors. And I thought, he said, why don't you come on and do it? And I said, well, so I convinced my children, my grown kids, I said, I don't want to spend any more of my money on gadgets that I'll never learn to use, so why don't you all buy it? So my children bought me this one.
Now, Carissa's grandmother was one of the first persons I met when I came in here to the center 15 years ago. And good to meet a granddaughter. I heard her talk about her from time to time, but it was good to meet a granddaughter. And she has been a spark plug in this whole learning experience.
I'd also like to see it branch out into nursing homes. We've been kind of thinking about that, looking at some different places.
So the next step really is replication. And in order to do replication, you have to document how you did this. So we're in the process of developing a user guide, and we're in the process of developing a video, a 4-minute video of the highlights of the program. And we hope that starting in September, that other schools and senior centers will try to replicate this program, and they'll be able to use the user guide and the video that we're developing. And of course, the program will continue at Louisville High School. And we'll have a new student leader. Carissa Becker is graduating. And
so I would definitely like to see it branch out, maybe do some like safety classes, how to be safe on an iPad, because they have that like freaky stuff, geotagging, you don't even know what's on and people can see where you are. I also want it to branch out to other high schools.
The seniors love them. They go out, they talk to us, they all got smiles on their face. It was a little bit hard to get this organized because we didn't, as usually as fundraisers like LSAC, we didn't think we'd have to administer it, but it's so big, the program grew so fast, so Joe has been great with it, and myself and my wife been here helping out, and that's what we've been doing.
Awesome.